A ton of NHL action tonight, and we're going to get to that in later videos, probably some tomorrow. But tonight I want to talk about the second ever game in the PWHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League. And yeah, I'm talking a lot about this because honestly, I've really enjoyed the two games that I've watched, and somewhat uniquely, it's also streamed live on YouTube for free, so I got to interact with a ton of you guys as I watch the game. This isn't a sponsored post by any means, but if you want more details on the league, you can check out the video I put out yesterday. Anyway, tonight's action saw Ottawa take on Montreal, and it was an incredibly exciting game. Ottawa was home for this one. There were over 8,000 fans in the building, and it was really electric. This was also a game of firsts. We got the first ever PWHL penalty shot, and interestingly enough, it was also a short-handed penalty shot. So if the player had scored, not only would their team get a goal, they'd also kill off the penalty. The shot was taken by arguably the greatest active women's hockey player, Marie-Philip Poulin, but it was saved. And that was really the tone for this game. The goalies were absolutely on it. Montreal honestly seemed outmatched throughout the first period, but Ottawa just could not find the net, even with like 5 penalty calls. In the second, it looked like Ottawa was going to open the scoring with a beautiful goal, but it was called back because it actually didn't go in the net. The goalie popped the post up a bit and it went under the side. However, Haley Skammer would get not only the first goal of the game, but the first goal for any home team after Toronto got blanked off a really nice slap shot from the dot. However, before the end of the period, some nice forechecking by Ottawa.
Hey, I have a question. Has the PHL, the Professional Women's Hockey League, or whatever, have they found a name for their teams? Like, obviously I know that they have a Montreal team, but like how Montreal is the Montreal Canadiens. Have they found the actual name for it yet? Like, they could be the Montreal Wonders. That has a little history behind it.
We'd get the puck in Claire Dalton's hands in the slot. She would score, making it 1-1. Ottawa would regain the lead 5 minutes into the third, but Laura Stacey for Montreal would tie it up with just over 5 minutes remaining, and that would take us to our first ever PWHL overtime. Now, the rules for overtime are pretty simple. 5 minutes of 3-on-3, then a shootout just like the NHL. The only difference is, in overtime, the winning team gets 2 points rather than 3. The loser gets 1. Montreal, I felt like by this point, had really turned the tide of the game, especially in the last 10 minutes or so of the third. And some beautiful forechecking on the 3-on-3 would see a deflected shot after a backwards pass picked up in the slot and finished. That would be game. The streak of away teams taking W's would continue this evening, but I mean, all in all, this was just a really, really fun game to watch. Now, I know what people are going to say. Is it the NHL? No, and it doesn't try to be. To me, in a way, it reminds me, especially in this early stage, of junior hockey, not like in the quality of play, but in the fact that it's still a bit more free form. Like, especially in overtime,
oh my gosh,
these teams
it's trying
haven't
to
been
be the
together
NHL.
for years yet. The coaching staff is still getting their systems down, so you see a lot more kind of individuality and creativity come out, and it's an electric league. I wish that first goal wouldn't have been, not a goal because it was awesome, but overall, really fun. Let me know your thoughts down below, and of course, the next game will actually be taking place tomorrow night. Well, tonight by the time I get this video out, most likely. It's Minnesota versus Boston, 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can watch it live on YouTube. But that's all for me today, and see you soon.